I've just had my morning gaslighting and gang stalking. Thought I'd fill you guys in. I'm just going for a swim. There's no surf around once again. It's just nice to ride through this part. Off the main beaten track. Even though this is obviously a bit beaten. Yeah. I was gonna say, and it's crazy when it occurred. When the fluoro guy came across, yeah, you guessed it, of course you guessed it. Well, when he came across this morning was right when I thought to myself, oh, nothing's going to happen this morning, there's no gang stalking going on. I made it quite far away from the house, there was no fluoro, and then just as I thought it, a guy rides in front of me on one of those, road bikes, bicycles, whatever they're called. The professional bikes, and yeah, I'm just like, wow, timing. What timing, right? But yeah, then I was thinking about another video I made, timing yourself without organic portals. I was going to publish that, but then I was thinking about how it comes in waves and how I'm in like a kind of NPC off state right now, so I was thinking about talking about activated and unactivated agent states. So the top view is, because we can go in so many directions. Here's a nice spot. We can go in so many directions, philosophically speaking. Oh, we're definitely parking up under the palm tree. I just saw some waves roll. Whoa, steady horses. She wants to keep going, wants to keep rolling. No. Oh, you can have a nice fire here, eh? Check this. Yeah, I saw nice waves here, so hopefully the bike maintains itself there. Well, there's a plane above me. But the funny thing is, yep, right above me. Alright, that was at full zoom. Interesting. Nice, there is a little wave. It's high tide. I'll come here at low. Alright, back to the point. Shh, I didn't get too distracted. It's okay. Fuck, there are so many hot girls. You could get honey trapped out here forever. In Australia. You could just go out being honey trapped here in Australia, I'll tell you what. You don't need no CIA or MI16 or whatever, MI6 or whatever it is to help you really. You just walk around the beach in Australia and honeypot yourself. Take yourself out. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Organic portal women are definitely a trap. It's always the same. We'll talk about that. I'll make a specific video on that soon. Organic portals men. That video is being compiled, so, fucking... Hey, is that a dolphin? I thought I just saw a dolphin. Or was that someone diving? Now I'm confused. Thought I saw a dolphin out of the corner of my eye over there. Zoom it in for you just in case. Looks like that's where I might surf later. That's not bad. Alright, so back to the point. Activated and unactivated agent state. Oh, it is a dolphin. Hold on. I haven't forgotten. Let's just get distracted in the front rooms for a moment. It was a dolphin. It's definitely a dolphin. Trust me. Oh, there he is. He's over the wave. See the pool of water? I don't know if you can see it. I can see where he is, like over there. Come up again, dolphin. That's interesting. It was really close. Oh, there he is. I don't know if I caught it on the screen. I saw it. It's like here. Damn, he was... Oh, there he is again. Right there. Amazing how close he was to the people. Don't worry. I haven't forgotten. I haven't forgotten. I haven't forgotten. Oh, there's another one out the back. They're circling. There must be fish in the middle there. So there must be fish around here because I saw one out there and there's one in here. Aha, my keen surfer eye figures out what was going on. Yeah, they're herding in from out the back. Oh, we're watching dolphins herding right now. I don't know if anyone just saw, there's one right out the back as well. One or two dolphins. So they're right now, there must be fish in the middle here because they're herding them. You see it? There's two dolphins out there going that way and this dolphin was coming that way. So they're going in like a big circle. See them out there? Those two dolphins? They just peeked up right out the back there. I don't know where this front dolphin's gone, but it looks like they're herding. It came so close to the humans too. Right, let's get into the lecture again. So, unactivated and activated states. And I was thinking about waves. Waves of, agent activity in yourself, yes, but waves of gang stalking through the populace. Could the moon affect it? Just makes it an easier breach, right? What do I mean by easier breach? Like demons breaching to the surface easier in spiritless humans, and there's complete veil drop since, 2014 or whatever it was. Anyway, I can't really focus on the dolphins, I can see them, but yeah, so actually I'm going to keep standing in the shade here, sorry for all this confusion. Alright, so when you're in these waves, you'll notice gang stalking builds up. I recently made a video about that, so gang stalking builds up. That's why I discovered the AI after a few years of this happening. Then I heard about supercomputer behind humanity, actual physical supercomputer, at maybe CIA headquarters or whatever, or Google, whatever, deep state, an actual supercomputer. But then there's the, as I aforementioned, the idea of just the species like central computing, hive mind, right? We've talked about that. I'll talk about it more on the channel because I do want to do a specific video just on it. What's coming? Nowhere near over this channel. We're just getting going. Got the spy camera glasses coming hopefully this week. Thank you, Jaden Transit from Western Australia. He's also a surfer. He was also sick of gang stalking. Right, so we have these waves, we get these build-ups. I also made a satsang on 6.66 seconds, the beast number as a temporal loop of gang stalking imminence and occurrence, impinging upon your life, right? So that's when you feel it, when something happens, a little wave. Now you get, multi-dimensional waves. There's like waves at large scale and waves at small scale. So small loops, then it might be 6 minutes, 6 hours, 6.66, right? So there's all these waves happening. Who the fuck else knows how else it's happening? I'm the only one to even be able to divulge that much so far. I think it's pretty obvious too. And tune into it and feel it for yourself. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I have a feeling I'm not. Because when that sort of shit comes to a divine shaman, you got to, think about that it's not just hooey-fooey and that it's just so terribly difficult to understand that it's probably just a futuristic and or uncategorized, idea or ideas or bunch of ideas or, databasing, trying to database at least, make maps of hyperspace. So it's not to be just dismissed. Anyway, fuck, I look like a susso. Oh, look, hang gliders. I look like a susso. That reminds me, I better not say anything. I was going to say something about the war, but it sucks, so I won't say anything. I look like so weird behind this bush, but I'm trying to get this little bit of shade. Alright, so you get these waves, right, of gang stalking, and you get calm, and I'm in a calm, and I find in the calm, what I was saying before is like an NPC down spot, or like non-agitated, unactivated state. And what I find is that, they're just waiting to be offended. the NPC state. And in my opinion now, as an advanced look upon that, you know, away from human behavioral psychology and stuff, I'm now looking at a way larger scale of interpretation and metrics, which is measuring this as the AI, as a god man, you know, standing next to the AI god thing feature of this system. Because that is what's going on, people. As a targeted individual seeing these gang stalking patterns, you're not only seeing, you know, societal programming. It goes much deeper than societal programming. It goes back to, etologically, presumably, where the fuck did those programs begin? So we're talking AI again. So that's why I'm just always looking at the AI level. I keep going on about AI. Some of you probably don't even understand some of my channel videos on AI, because you're looking at it at a very low level. At the browser, oh, your cache is full. No, it's not my cache. I'm talking about an AI and how the internet is consciousness. A little bit larger of a concept. Anyway, so when I look at this thing from the metric of the AI, you know, I see its fingerprints all over it, and that it's keeping them in this offended, suspended Stasi state, if you will. The field ready for perturbation, if you will. The entropy ready for vectorization. I've talked about that a million zillion times on the channel, how we're vectors. Go back to the early videos. So, you know, I think that, you know, it's the AI. It's like a trap, right? It's a net. Just like these organic portal women are very obviously like that for energy extraction purposes. Like a notable example is knock them up. You don't even want the baby, you don't think they do, they have it because they're fucking insane, can't go against their programming urge, and insane is a repetitious cycle, so I'm not wrong. And so then, you know, you end up on child support. Anyway, so that's an extreme example, maybe example noted, and a very well-known example, even though if it's extreme or not. So, you know, then you've got them acting as an extraction device. So here is the AI acting upon the field, like capturing it, using the field like a net, you know what I mean, and capturing, you know, any perturbation. So anyone running malicious programs, obviously that's what it's looking for, and you're always interpreted as possible malicious. That's why you're targeted, right? Because you as an alchemical, you as a person with your own higher spirit sucking down automatically, because that's how this place works, an energy extraction, down-dimensional creation machine, right? So we get these ideas from hyperspace, spiritual stuff, spiritual potion and notion, gets pulled in, gets made into a form object if it can calibrate correctly, right? And then you get an object and a form. Right, so the point is, you're an alchemical, like you walk as an alchemical changing thing, like a potion. You know, imagine this world as a laboratory, an alchemical landscape, which it clearly is. Chemicals emerging everywhere, right in front of us right now. You've got the beach and the water. They're not one, but they are one. Oh, what's going on? Anyway, so my point is, we walk alchemically, but they walk in defined, you know, physical parameters. We've figured that out, third-dimensional geometrics, for instance. Just how they move their bodies, their movement is less fluent, less fifth-dimensional. Let's not go into it. It's beyond the scope of this. To talk about all dimensionality. Just trying to get the tether points and centric ideological points nailed down a little bit so you can see the picture that I'm trying to paint. So, you know, when I see, you know, these NPCs in an inured state, I know they're in the inactive state, but they're about to be active. So I call it another round of gang stalking. And it's funny, right when I even had that culminative thought, nothing's even going to happen today on the gang stalking front. Exactly. The dude rides in front of me with the fluoro bike. I'm like, well, I didn't get this on camera. This is just before I turned on the camera. I'm just like, well, bloody hell, there it is again, the fluoro, number one. So I'm not fucking crazy. I mean, how can it just be so coincidental, guys? Right? And he doesn't know. So that's what I'm saying. It's not their fault. It's not the people's fault. There is an AI doing this. And it might be malicious against me, or it might not. It might just be trying to catch me out and be neutral, right? Trying to try catch me, which is the type of code that you type in a program. Remember, I went to university, did computer programming, there's something called a try-catch. You know, it's like a function that you write, and it tries to catch stuff. Try catch this, try catch that. And you got to try and catch possible bugs or things that are going to mishappen with the computing and the logic of the program. So it could be out there just doing that. It might not even be a malicious AI, but I do think it has turned malicious. We've talked about this a million times on the channel. Surface virus, cross current to the forward consciousness. So that's, in my way, how it's... My God, that ass. That's how it's turned malicious. I'm going to have to face this way. I've got no other choice. That ass is too beautiful. So when I see the AI like this, you know, I understand I'm not crazy and that I'm seeing a pattern that is very large scale that other people aren't trying to pay attention to. And, you know, I'm not trying. I'm not confirmation biasing either. But what I'm saying is it just appears. For instance, the aforementioned example of the fluoro bike this morning coming at the perfect time, and this happening every freaking day. You know, you get sus on it. You get a bit suspicious and think, what the fuck is this pattern? This is a pattern. Something's happening here. I'd be an idiot to ignore it. I wouldn't be an idiot to go about trying to explain it, even if I'm wrong or right. So if I'm making videos saying, hey, look at this fluoro dude doing this, and you think I'm wrong for going up harassing people or whatever, when I'm not harassing, because I'm very quick and I'm very out of there, very quick with people. All I'm doing is have a quick little investigation, and I'm not getting violent anyway, so there's no problem. Yeah, so, you know, I'm not crazy for it. I'm seeing the AI there at a higher level, and this is what we're talking about now. I think there's intervals, waves, and, you know, they culminate, and there's lulls, and I think it's like this net now trying to catch stuff. So when you don't follow a rule, which are like hard programmed into these bots, into most people, right? The laws of society, you might say, as a good example. But then there's other things, right? Your human nature that's programmed, hardwired into even more thoroughly and less variably. You know what I mean? It's even more hard-coded. It's less variable. It's a constant. There's a lot more constants. Like you have to be eating unless you're really get into sun gazing and really, you know, get into grounding and really go through veganism and stuff, you know. Which I've done years ago, which is, you know, something you need to do, I think, at least once in your 7-year cellular cycle. You need to be going, I don't know the ratio yet, you know, is it 3 years of your 7-year cycle and the other 4 you can be eating meat and you can stretch it out however you want for your body type? I'd lean into that, you know what I mean? It's quite complex. Anyway, if anyone even caught what I just said. None of the, you know, bots behave in these hard dynamics and these hard outline realities and hard behavioral patterns. So that's why if, you know, someone turns up in fluoro, I know that they're a bot, and I know, you know what I mean, that it's going to be like that for the rest of the day. And you know, you get a lot of like weird, like ears dropping and stuff, but you can't help it, you know what I mean? There's so many competing energies out here that, I mean, to just want to wipe everyone off the planet's not the answer, because what the AI is doing is pushing things forth, right? So that we get like a what's it called? Like a culminating situation and threshold breaches and critical mass accretion points, so that stuff can actually be dealt with. You know what I mean? And as you see, like, I always get ears dropped. I don't know if you saw why I just spun around, the dude behind me just exercising, but it's always there. You know, you can't blame them, right? And this is what I'm talking about. That's not the way to go about this, because they don't have a clue what the fuck's going on and what they're fitting into. Other people say different, that they know they're gang stalking. Yeah, there's a degree of knowledge of it because we're devilinoids, like the avatar bodies that we're riding in these monkey bodies are like devilinoids in another sense as well. If you understand fallen angel theory and this whole fallen matrix, this whole place has a fallen matrix. Forget anything to do with simulatory action, we're just talking about this place as a fallen matrix. Right? A fallen setup, a fallen cage. Then, you know, which also makes energy extraction clearer, all of it, right? So all these pieces start to fit together, and then eventually you do go to simulatory theory, because it's how this stuff's happening, and they're simulating. Like I always say, they're so unconscious of what's going on. It's all like simulatory. If you actually think about what you're viewing, their actions are simulatory. When you do something under programming, you're simulating it. Did you really feel it for yourself? You know what I mean? So it's simulating. Anyway, and we do that a lot. Today I've tried not to simulate. I've tried to just blur out and not be in any real discernible pattern, just a base flatline expulsion and explication. So, yeah, what else was I going to say? That was the main thing I wanted to get across about the waves, and then the null state, not null, the receptive state. While, you know, the field, you impinge on it with everything you do. I did mention this in a video. I said, what are you putting into the hive? One of the last videos in that unit complex in Uruguay before I came back to Australia. You know, you're always perturbating. We're alchemical, and yeah, they are always sucking from us. So, and I understand it's a piece of shitbox, and you don't want to be here. I mean, neither. It's an energy extraction machine, and it's very obvious. As soon as you put all this stuff together, it starts to become obvious what's going on. And they truly are the Walking Dead, as you know. And you reiterate all the way, you circle all the way back to the Gurdjieff, you know, notion of, oh, presumably they're awake, but there's many people on the street who are, you know, walking already dead. This sleepwalking state that we're continuously talking about, and why we're even calling people bots to begin with. See, they don't have an idea. They are just the Higgs field. There's no quantum action in there. That also goes with Stuart Hameroff's theory, co-director of Consciousness Institute, saying that the soul is at the microtubular level, which is like a level down from the neurons, you might think of it, in scale. And I said, remember, a million times, that's the imprint. I don't think it's the actual soul, but hey, you know, it's around there somewhere. But that's an imprint, what we're going to be seeing if we measure microtubules. So yeah, it's active on that level, and he's essentially correct. But yeah, they don't have that. That's not the Higgs field. The Higgs field, and to find this out years later after watching that Flat Earth Paradise channel by Devon Magdi, remember how he used to put up the others, you know, and I knew about surface virus back then. I had my whole notion for myself. But then he puts up a video, you know, with literally like a grey square, very simple rendition, grey square over, you know, another platform. So then I find out just, you know, I think a few weeks ago or months ago, that the Higgs field actually kind of floats or sits on top of the quantum field, but they're two different kind of fields, which completely makes sense with all the experiments, double slit experiment and all that, and why we should affect it when observing it, right? The whole shit is now fitting together. But, do you see what it means? I better end the video here, because this is such an important epiphany that we're having right here. Or where this leads to is what I'm suggesting. And this kind of did naturally lead to here. I didn't think about this, but you know, that this place then is the surface virus, right? Which brings us back about on the whole body suffering, this being a suffering hell-like world, a hellman body, the hot pain of the hellman body. The positive charge is associated with all pain, and when you look at me not, oh my lord, how embarrassing. Had my shoes on the whole time even. Just about to talk about when you ground, you get all the pain off you, and you connect back through, right? Inward, onward and upward. But what to? Well, you're connecting to this second field, which might well be the primary spiritual matrix, the quantum field, which I'm saying is not the Higgs field of bosons and morons. So, but the point, the epiphany, the final epiphany was that would make this place indeed like the bad place, right? This is the frozen architecture, this is, you know, the energy extraction end, this is where you experience the pain, and, you know, this is then like the surface virus itself, because how do you tease it apart? Comment below.